Well, thanks for joining us at Sportingbet.com. The road to Cheltenham is finally complete and we're just a few days away from the start of the festival. This is our final preview video ahead of the festival starting on Tuesday. And of course, Mick, this is it now. We're nearly there. We've gone through all the preparations and you must be really looking forward to things.
Oh, it is. Can't wait, really. You walk through those gates and feel the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. Then you know you're there and, anticipation now.
Absolutely right. So listen, what we'll do now, we'll fly through the big races at the festival, the current betting, the current offers as well, Mick, and get your final thoughts here with Sportingbet viewers as to how the festival is about to pan out. We'll also let you in on a little secret and some of the big offers we'll have for mobile and on the website as well ahead of the festival. Now, Mick, let's start off on the Tuesday, of course, the Arkle. You've been shooting on long and hard now about a Sprinter Sacre, backed right in now, just even money with Sportingbet. I mean, even that price is big compared to other firms. Is it that simple at all? And obviously we've had a few negatives about Pedlar's Cross way out to 11 to 2 now, and Alpha offers 7 to 2. How do you see the race panning out? And is Sprinter Sacre the penalty kick that many people think it is?
I hope he's a penalty kick with no goalie, Russ. And, for me, let's not forget, and without wanting to blow my own trumpet, if you trawl back through the microsite, you'll be able to see that I tipped up Sprinter Sacre at 10 to 1 even before he jumped the fence in public. Nicky Henderson has always held this horse in the highest regard. Many people are going to have asked me the question, what will he find off the bridle? Well, I'm hoping he doesn't come off the bridle, and that's how good they think this horse is. For Barry Geraghty to say possibly the best chaser he's ever ridden, that tells you, when you think he's won a King George on Kicking King, he's won a Moscow Flyer, and he thinks this is the best chaser he's ever ridden. So that'll tell you, I hope he is a penalty kick with no goalie. And
an unbelievably exciting horse to boot. I mean, maybe the Hill could possibly find it out, but I mean, is that the one that starts the punters off to a great start, even when he Sprinter Sacre, you think?
I certainly hope so. Let's not forget the opening novice hurdle as well. Nicky Henderson now runs Simon Sig in the other race. He has the key, and I think Tuesday could be a very good day for Nicky Henderson.
Fantastic stuff, Mick. So let's move on to the Champion Hurdle. Backed off the boards all throughout the winter, and now in the spring, Hurricane Fly 8 to 11 as we sit here right now. Binocular 9 to 2, Zarkanda 5 to 1. It is, of course, the first leg of the Big Four defending their titles. Mick tipped that up at 20 to 1 if you troll back through the videos here on the road to Cheltenham with Sportingbet. And now Mick, that bet is only 11 to 1. Did we get off to a flyer here and the Fly winning and retaining his title?
I see no reason why not. He looks impenetrable, really, and even Willie Mullins was surprised with the authority of that win at Leopardstown when this horse won. He's a smart horse. I think he's head and shoulders above all the others. You need something to happen to him for him to get beaten here, because I think that the opposition that he's racing against, of all the ones that are there, Zarkanda is the only unexposed one. The form of that Triumph Hurdle last year is working out to be very good form. I think this horse has stepped up every time he's gone up in grade, and for me, Zarkanda is the only horse that could be a little bit of a fly in the ointment.
And in fairness to you, you did tip that horse up at 10 to 1 about 2 months ago, so that would be a little bit of each way value as well. Let's move on to Wednesday, Mick. Obviously, big days racing there. The RSA Chase is the way to start things off. We're biggest price in the industry at the moment, Grand Cru. You and I have done a couple of Cheltenham previews where people have been very bullish about the horse, but Bobsworth is a bit of a stay. There's been a big move today as well for Sedation, 14s into 13 to 2. A brutal race traditionally, isn't it? And Grand Cru for me at Kempton when we saw him over Christmas looked as though the petrol tank might have been running slightly on empty towards the last few hundred yards of that race.
The worry is for him, he's a slight breathing problem. They've just had his wind tinkered with at the Henderson camp, and they're hoping that'll do the trick. But I was trawling through it. I've been very disappointed with Bobsworth this year. But the one thing for me is, when I go back and watched his race at Cheltenham last year, he looked very good. He's won 3 times around Cheltenham. And is it that he's just better going left-handed? That, for me, could be the only answer. Maybe he's just not as good going right-handed. It can happen. Horses are a bit like people, left and right-handed. But the horse, for me, for money, first left-handed, I'm surprised there's no money for him. Mouse Morris, very astute trainer, knows how to get one ready for a big day. This horse, for me, winner at the festival last year. I love horses coming back, having won at the festival and trying to win there again. Races at the festival are run at a different tempo. You need a horse that's used to that.
Okay, 7 to 1 as well. First Lieutenant. Let's move on to the Queen Mother Champion Chase, the Sportingbet.com Queen Mother Champion Chase. Of course, Mick will be there dishing the prize out to the winning owner with Camilla, I believe, this year as the member of the royal family. We did ask for Kate Middleton. We didn't quite manage that one, but Camilla will be there. Let's look at this now, Mick. Size in Europe, we went 8 to 1 straight after the race last year. our racing traders, and I thought that was a fair price. It's more than a fair price now, of course, now that we're even money. 9-2 Finian's Rainbow, 9-2 Big Zeb. I mean, let's be honest about this. Size in Europe has beaten all of these guys before, apart from Finian's, of course, and it really does look as though something's going to have to perform way out of its comfort zone to beat the defending champion here.
No doubt about it. And I think, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a below par size in Europe. But why do you want to look for a below par size in Europe? Let's celebrate the fact that he's a great 2-miler and back him. I think last year this horse was a standout for me. I think we tipped him up on here at 12-1. I think you won't get that sort of price about him. Hopefully you can play up some of your winnings from last year. Watch this horse go and win. I don't think he's a lot of value. Summersby is the interesting one. If he lines up here in this champion chase, I think he represents a little bit of each way value.
That's interesting there for Mick. Summersby around about an 8-1 chance. The first of our very big offers, of course, and there's going to be plenty of them at Sportingbet over the 4 days, is on the Wednesday. It's in the Coral Cup. We're going to be paying a 6th place on mobile bets only on the day of the race. Absolutely incredible offer. You won't find that anywhere else. It's just one of a collection of specials we're going to be doing across the festival, but make sure you take advantage of that. Let's move on to Thursday then, Mick. Obviously another great day. The Ryanair, it looks wide open this year. It's obviously for horses just a step below that top class, I think, and a little bit of a tripped out for some of these horses. They're almost in the twilight zone, not quite knowing where they are. We did a preview the other night. You were slightly concerned about a couple of the horses, but you thought Ruby Light might go well. Currently the 11-2 joint favourite.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. Ruby Light, ground dependent, very ground dependent. He made a couple of mistakes last year because I just felt he was out of his comfort zone on that quick ground. If the ground is soft, this horse I think will take a bit of pegging. I really do. I think he's improved again for having another season in Ireland. He's a horse I really like, but he's got to have soft ground. If he doesn't have soft ground, well then, Summers, we have spoken about him for the champion chase. If he lines up here, I think he's a major player. Riverside Theatre, I just worry about him. He's got a great record when he's fresh. First time out record is fantastic. He doesn't back it up as well, so that would be a worry for me. You'd be looking for a little bit of value here. You've intimated that Medramie might run in the Gold Cup. If that's the case, then that takes another one out of the equation. So, I'll be looking for a little bit of value in this race, and I think Ruby Light could be that value. Take a punt on the fact that the ground might be soft.
Gives you an idea of how wide open this is. Our racing traders make the top 5 in the market. We're best price those top 5. We're really not sure what's going to happen here. We're trying to give a little bit of extra value. Let's move on to the World Hurdle. Only about one horse, obviously. Although in a few of the previews we've done, we've seen a little bit of resistance to the mighty big bucks. We're still 4-7. We've got this horse for a lot of money in the field book at the moment. We've been overpriced about this for a long way now. We think it could get beaten, and we think it's a horse from the yard you're so closely affiliated to, Oscar Whiskey, that could do it. Is that the way you see it, or do we celebrate another massive win for big bucks?
I think nobody will begrudge him a 16th win in a row, which of course will break that record. But he's a champion, and we want to celebrate champions. But consecutive winning records are there to be broken. He's got to get beaten one day. We keep seeing it happen. He goes through a flat spot in a race. One of these days, that flat spot's going to come and he's not going to pick up. And something's going to take advantage of it. I think Oscar Whiskey could be that horse. He's been campaigned over shorter trips. He's run twice at Cheltenham. He's won twice. He got beaten in the champion hurdle last year. So he brings top-class form to the table. I think the step up and trip will see this horse in a really good light. Trainer's absolutely delighted with him. And I think he could be one just to frighten big bucks. Yeah,
I think that could be the case as well. Just to again confirm, that's the third of the big 3. Of course, Mick tipped up at 20-1, 11-1 for the defending champs to retain their crowns. On the Thursday as well, we're going to be paying a 6th place on mobile bets, day of the race only, in the Pertemps Hurdle. We'll also have some special offers in the Burn Group Plate and the Fulk Walwyn as well. So again, check those offers out on the site. We're really going to be pushing the boat out. Let's move on to Friday, Mick. I mean, let's just touch upon the Triumph Hurdle. For me, it's a tough race this year. The quality's always been good in the Triumph Hurdle. I'm not really keen on anything too much, but you might have a little angle to play it yourself.
Yeah, I'm a huge Alan King fan in this race, and I think if you can get a price by him training the winner, I'd be very keen on that. I'm not sure what the odds are on that one, but for me, Balder Success, I've been really taken with him. He's a horse I really like. Watched him win twice at Ascot, and he's done it very well both times. The handicappers raised him for that win as well. He thought he was impressed by it. And also his other horse, Grumetti. This horse is very smart. Look out for a little bit of form that ties in quite well with a horse called Ted Spread. This horse is very fancy for the county hurdle. There's talks of him running in the Imperial Cup as well at Sandown on the Saturday before. So I think if you see a good run from Ted Spread, look for Grumetti's price to come down tumbling, because Chalk Thornton, he could be his choice of rides.
Interesting point there from Mick. Mick, we'll move on to the blue ribbon event of the entire week. Of course, it's the Gold Cup. Obviously, a lot of disappointment last week, and and worry actually about the participation of Kauto Star. We're still 4-1 the horse. I think it could go off a bit bigger than that, but there's plenty of money around for the defending champ again here, long run. The fourth leg, let's hope it doesn't get there from our point of view in terms of how this goes. Grand Cru 6-1, non-runner, no bet. That obviously gives people a little bit of an extra bonus to back that one. But long run, is that the winner of the Gold Cup this year? I mean, we've done a couple of previews. I know you're keen on the horse. You still think he's the one to beat, clearly. Yes,
I do. He's only a young horse. He's only going to get better. But I think he's been very idle this year. He needs a bit of a wake-up call. And I think he might have got that last time when he ran at Newbury against Burton Port. A lot of people felt that Burton Port was ridden quite negatively. I disagree. When I watched the race again, he got to his girth Burton Port and he pulled away again. I just think if you stop last year's race at the Turn for Home, there's nothing between Denman, Kauto Star and Long Run. He's just outstayed them. So look for Sam Whaley-Cohen to have the same tactics, grind them out, very handy, positive tactics, and I think Long Run can claim his crown again. And does the presence of Midnight Chase, obviously a massive front runner, this horse, there's going to be a huge gallop on here, does that lend itself to maybe benefit Long Run and maybe a horse like Synchronised, who we know is going to be staying on up the hill, Cheltenham? Definitely. I think if you want to take advantage of a decent price, you've got to back the likes of Midnight Chase, because we've seen it happen time and time again. If horses don't perform on the big day, something's got to take advantage of this. So, Synchronised, the Midnight Chase, two decent price horses. I'd be taking a little bit of a look at them each way. Something's got to finish second and third if Long Run does win. Sounds good, Mick. And we're just around the corner now. Really looking forward to the start of the Cheltenham Festival. Of course, on the Friday as well, we'll have another special offer for mobile punters only. We'll pay a 6th place on the day of the race at the county handicap hurdle as well as some other additional bits and bobs. Make sure you check out the site. Some great sign-up offers. We're going to really push the boat out at Cheltenham this year. Now, Mick, before you go and say goodbye for this year for the Road to Cheltenham videos, give us one horse, your banker of the entire week. I mean, you've been very good with this. You did it last year, I think, with the Ferdy Murphy horse, didn't you? I think it was Diva. That's Divers. The one. It's funny. I did a preview with Ferdy again the other day, and one of the reasons is he's a good judge. Ferdy lays horses out for this time of the year as well, and he put up one that runs in the very first day in that novices handicap chase, a horse called Going Wrong. It's double figure price each way. So maybe that could be one to have a little look at. That's a very original pick. So thanks to you, Mick, as well. It's been terrific this year. Make sure you join us at Cheltenham. It's going to be fantastic here at Sportingbet. Let's have a great 4 days. And let's just hope from our point of view the big four don't defend their crowns.